What's up, you guys? It's your boy Felipe, and today we're going to be talking about selling the pen and the 3 things that I think it takes to do that as a really good salesman. Your needs, values, and how is this going to change someone's life? So let's dig into it. Let's go. All right, guys, before we get started on learning how the right way to sell the pen is, make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Everyone knows that helps the most. Seriously, just click on the little thumbs up. It helps a lot. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to sell the pen. This is a question that I get probably more than anything is, Felipe, how would you sell the pen? How would you do it, right? Because everyone has seen the videos of Belfort doing it and some of these other guys, but I wanted to give you my example of how I sell the pen. Now, if you're in my inner circle, you guys know that that's what I'm good at. I'm good at sales. I'm really good at showing people value, explaining to them how this is going to help, etc., etc., etc. But I wanted to show you the 3 tactics that I learned for the best way to get sales across, not salesy, right? And it first starts with, even before we get to the list, it starts with having a pure heart about the position. Do you truly believe in the product, the pen? Have you used the pen? Are you good with the pen? Do you know how to use the pen? Before you try to sell anything, anyone that's gonna buy something from you, they're already skittish and they don't want to be screwed over, right? Who does? So the very first thing that I tell people on how to do right sales is, will this product fulfill a need for the end consumer? So it's about getting to know your client, right? I don't care if you're selling homes, selling cars, selling pens, what you're doing is, does the client need the pen? If you are in a position where you are in sales and you are pushing a product that you either know or don't know that this person needs it, then you're not going to do this long term. You might make a couple sales, but you're not going to do this long term. So it's really, really, really important that you fulfill the need of the client. The only way you're going to do that is by knowing what the client needs. So it's about building that relationship with that client when they walk through the door or when they're invited to your house, right? Or to their house or whatever. Do they need the product? This is where salesmen become pushy by saying, hey, you need this product. This is going to change your life. You don't even know them yet, right? A lot of people listen to reply. Like they can't wait to get the words out to what you're talking about. And they don't get the time to actually understand what you're saying. So as a salesman or as a sales guy, you need to understand what they're trying to convey to you. Do they need the pen? If you've been in sales for any amount of time and you haven't told someone, you know what, this probably isn't the best product for you, then chances are you are probably not being the best that you can. Figure out what that client truly needs, and that is how you're going to get to sell them the pen. Do they really actually need this pen? See, selling the pen isn't about just selling them one pen. It's about selling thousands of pens. Does that client need that pen? That's going to be the first step. The second step is value. Does this pen add value to the consumer? For example, why do you need the pen, right? So the first question I would say is, do you need the pen? Do you actually need this pen? The second one is, does this pen add value to you? What are you going to use it for? Are you going to write $1 million checks? Or, are you just spending it because it looks pretty and you want to put it on your desk? What is the value of this pen to that client? That is the second thing that you need to find. You need to find that client's values. What do they value? What is important to them? Is there a story as to why they're buying the pen? Tug at those emotional strings and figure out what they're actually going to do with the pen. Now, obviously, the pen is a metaphor for a car, a house. If you're a real estate agent, like, are you truly trying to find your client the best house, or are you just trying to put them in a box, right? So you have to figure out, I don't know, are they going to use the house for office, for they're growing a family? Or do they need that 4th bedroom because they're going to have another kid? Like, what is the reason for the purchase of the pen, right? And what kind of value does that bring to them as an individual? So to recap, the first one was needs. Do they need the pen? The second is the value. Is there value in this pen to them, right? Because you want residual clients. You want the client to come back and buy from you again and again, and it's because you met their needs and you met their value. So the third thing when selling the pen is, how will this improve their life, okay? Need, value, life improvement. This pen is going to improve your life because fill in the blank, right? By now you know the client. By now you know the value that's required from the item that you are selling. And now you're going to explain to them, how does this pen fulfill that? Now is when your sales comes in, if you will, right? So you've talked to them about their needs, you know their values, you know what they're looking for. And I say, you know what? This pen might not be the right pen for you, but I got the right one here. This pen right here meets your needs and it's going to give you the value, right? So that is the key to selling the pen to a client. It's not about an actual sales of the pen. It's about, how is this going to meet their needs, value, and how is it going to improve their life? This pen will improve their life because fill in the blank, right? This is where you get to be the sales guy. You get to say, you know what? This pen is going to improve your life because you said that you needed a pen that was going to write you 100 checks, and you need a pen that's got the best ink that flows and is not going to tire out your hand. That is why that's important. To be the best of the best is by meeting people's needs, value, and how it's going to improve their life. Now, by the end of this conversation, the pen basically sells itself. You literally hand them the pen and say, here you go. Meets your needs, definitely meets your values, and it most definitely is going to improve your life. Listening to understand your client is far better than just listening to reply. Listening to reply would just be like, hey, Felipe, I'm really looking to buy, but dude, I got the right pen for you. Here you go. That's listening to reply. Now, listening to understand would be more like, hey, Felipe, I'm really looking for a pen that can write 1,000 checks. I don't want to have to redo the ink. I really want one that's not too heavy, perfectly balanced, like all things should be. You guys know what I'm talking about. It needs to feel good when I'm holding it. I don't want to get my fingers tired when I'm writing 1,000 checks a month. I need to make sure that that pen is ideal. You know what, Felipe? I think I got just the pen for you. Now, let me tell you why, though. I know that you need it because of you need to write 1,000 checks. I know that it's perfectly weighted and it's not going to hurt your fingers because I know that you don't want your handwritten to be scribbled. You want it to be identical to the first check from the last check. So I think this pen is going to be valuable to you for that. And it's going to improve your life because you're not going to have to replace the cartridge ever. This one's actually lasts forever. And what we do is we have a lifetime guarantee. So if it does go out, we'll ship you a new one for the free. So here's the pen. I definitely understand what you needed. Thank you very much. That is how you sell the pen. Thanks, guys. Like, comment, subscribe.